welcome back to Limitless Nerd for the first new episode of 2026. It's weird to say that out loud, but here we are. And I am very happy to have Hannah from the Raeside with me today.
Hello.
Hannah, thank you so much for being here. How's it going?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and talk Star Wars with you. It's gonna be really fun. So I'm honored. I'm honored, and I'm honored that I'm the first of 2026 as well. That is
You
a
are.
flex. I will hold that for the rest of the year now. Being like, well, I was
There you
first on
go.
here this year.
There you go. Yeah, we've been talking about this for a little while, so I'm glad we're finally able to do
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
The first thing I want to ask you is, because I asked this for everybody, and it's kind of just a good place to start. Where did your Star Wars journey begin?
hmm
Where did it come into your
Yes.
life? What's your Star Wars origin story?
Yes. What mine's some people have really like elaborate and like emotional starts. I feel like mine was just a very natural and organic sort of beginning into Star Wars. I was 9 years old. I have two older brothers that were, they were kids in the 90s. So when it got to prequel time, when it came up, come up to Phantom Menace, it was very organic that we had, Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, there were like face masks, on around the house and all the toy lightsabers everywhere. So it was Star Wars was always sort of in my environment. And then yeah, when I was about 9 and 10 years old, I watched all the movies through, fell in love, and then heard that there was a cartoon of Star Wars on my favorite cartoon channel here in Australia called The Clone Wars. And I'm like, The Clone Wars, that sounds really cool. Fell in love with Clone Wars and then just never turned back, never turned back. And then, yeah, that was like 16 years ago. God, we're old, aren't we? Holy
Yeah,
hell.
yeah,
So yeah, it was a very just it was always in my kind of atmosphere. And then now it's part of my blood and life and everything now. So yeah, that's my
yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, I know you're a big Clone Wars person. We are going to talk about Clone Wars in a few minutes,
Yes,
but
good,
yeah,
good.
definitely
That's
had to wear
actually my
my
prerequisite.
Clone Wars shirt today,
Nice.
just
Oh, I love
because.
that. Yes. And gory. Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Um.
So good.
So been a Star Wars fan since you were 9.
Mhm.
When did the idea come to you to take something that you already love so much and make start doing content, make it a job, make it,
Mm.
when did
Ooh.
that kind of come into it?
Yeah, that really came into it, sort of around, just before Star Wars Celebration Anaheim 2022. I was doing sort of a group the podcast thing was still sort of emerging of like this online sort of industry of podcasting. And I was doing some sort of Star Wars stuff for like with some friends. It was kind of just more hobby-esque and just very casual. And then I've always had sort of an affinity for, creating and drama and acting and theater. And I've always very much been into that world. So the sort of, not content creation, but the creative creation side of like producing things is very much like, I was like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing here. And then it wasn't until I went to Celebration in Anaheim in 22 where I was like, Star Wars is so beyond just like a movie franchise that I enjoy now. Like it is
Oh yeah.
so like it's such a big cultural impactful thing that if you let it will take over your life. And I definitely happily let it take over my life. And
Me
I
too.
thought, you're right. And it was just like, hey, I feel like a diagnosable problem with my love for Star Wars, and I can monetize that. Yeah, let's do that. And
Yeah.
made the Raeside, made a channel the week I flew home from Celebration because I was like, I can't not talk about this 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's really how it begun, and then we're
Yeah.
3.5 years in from that now, which is kind of crazy, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's how we got here.
I I'm very, very jealous of the going to Celebration. I haven't been to a Celebration yet.
Yeah, are you gonna go
I'm
in
hoping.
27?
I hope so. That's
Yeah,
the
you
goal.
gotta.
That's the
It's
goal.
literally sell a kidney to get there, like, it's
I
expensive, like, that
I'm
is
debating it. I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
to.
That's why I'm like, "Oh, yeah, no, sell a house, sell a car, do whatever."
Mhm.
You gotta get there. It
Yeah.
is life-changing. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's definitely on the I think it's on every Star Wars fan's bucket list because
Mhm,
you just
mhm.
hear about Celebration and then to see people going to it and having an amazing
Yes.
time. I'm like, man, I
Yes,
got
and let
to.
me tell you this, that everything you hear that people talk about it, 'cause people we talk about it, like, if you go, you don't shut up about it. Uh,
Uh-huh.
it is even more unreal and mind-blowing than what we are just describing it to be. It is such a incredible experience. It's
Yeah.
no one can actually put into words of how cool it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it's gotta be on
Yeah.
everyone's list. Yeah. Oh,
So,
so
talking about Celebration, I know since you started doing your content, I know that
mhm,
you've gotten the chance to go to a lot of events and have a lot of,
mhm.
just some like bucket list type experiences as just a Star Wars fan. Is there
Yeah,
is there is there one that sticks out to you in your mind of all the things you've
yeah.
gotten to do?
Whew. That
I
is
know
such a
that's
great
that's a
question,
hard question,
and
I'm sure.
I am so lucky that I have to even, like, think about it because I have had such mind-bogglingly incredible experiences so far and just lucky opportunities, right place, right time type of thing. But I mean, the most recent experience I had, uh, was only 2 months ago, which was probably just I don't think I still believe it, where, there was a convention out here in Australia in, the city of Adelaide, and I flew Adelaide's like a 2-hour flight from Sydney and went to Adelaide, went to the convention because Diana Lee and Santo was there. And I from, kind of just trying to be as annoying as possible, work my magic, talk to the right people. I managed to invite her out for dinner, and we went and had dinner together, as well as another content creator, Commander Jesse. We went to and had Chinese in the middle of Adelaide City with Diana Lee in a Santo, which is a kind of a crazy sentence, a crazy
Yeah.
thing to say.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I think that because I've interviewed some incredible people and like, all my sort of interactions with Tim Morrison, it was also, almost my answer because he's such a great guy. But there was something really special about this time that we shared with Diana Lee that was, we didn't record any of it. We didn't, really kind of talk, in
Yeah.
detail what we talked about, share about it. We took one photo the whole night and the rest of it was just this in-person experience that we
Yeah.
just got to share with her, which is I think really special. Just it was such a special time. But that's
Yeah.
probably my number one because I'm like,
Yeah.
how who did I what happened, how did I get there?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, and I mean, Diana Lee is so kind, and
Oh,
Tim
so
Morrison
much, yeah.
Tim Morrison
Yeah.
too is really amazing. That I have a similar story to that because at Rebel
Mm,
Scum Con this past year,
yes.
there was like an after party or something that they invited the creators to, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like playing video games at Dave and Buster's with Matt Wood is sitting right next to me, and then sitting right next to
Wow.
him is Sam Witwer, and then Carly King is
Oh
standing
my
right
god.
behind me, and then we're
Oh
like
my
playing,
god.
yeah, and we're like playing games, and I'm like really covertly, but not probably covert at all, trying to take my phone out of my pocket and hand it behind me to Carly so she could take a picture
That
because I'm
is
like,
phenomenal. That is
yeah,
so good.
and I'm just like, how I'm playing video games after a convention with Matt Wood and Sam Witwer. Like, how
Yeah, just
it's
those
so
words
yeah,
is, like, hard to believe. It's like, that
yeah,
was real. Wow. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
crazy. That's awesome.
yeah.
I love
It's
that.
it's bizarre what what
Yeah.
what some of the moments that you get to have. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
I think there's such a family of Star Wars people now. Like, it is different to, like, traditional movies, obviously, where it's just like,
yeah,
"Oh, yeah, this is the cast of, 2 leads and 5 supporting actors." But we're now with so many projects and so many animated projects and like, because I feel like
oh,
the
yeah,
Star Wars fans were the only fans that will absolutely go crazy over some guy that 50 years ago designed some random ship. We would all know that one,
Mhm.
ILM guy. We'll
Yeah,
all know that guy's name and go
yeah,
crazy over him. So it is
yeah,
so interesting that there's such a kind of a family of creators like on the Star Wars
yeah,
side that us fans fangirl over. Really,
yeah, yeah.
it's so fun.
Yeah, it's yeah, and it like you say, seeing some of the ILM people at Rebel ScumCon, I
Mm.
was like, yeah, Sam Witwer's here and Katie Sackhoff's here, and I'm like, but also Lauren Peterson's here,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm like,
Lorne
yeah,
Peterson's here. I love that. That's so
yeah,
good. I
and
totally relate. Yeah.
to me, like it's like right there, and there's not
Mm.
I don't know another movie or franchise that people
Yeah. Like,
say
who's
that.
going out there being like, "Hey, that's the guy that set up the lights in 21 Jump Street. That is that guy." Like, no one's saying that. No one's going
Yeah,
crazy over that guy, really.
yeah,
But well,
yeah,
maybe that guy
yeah.
needs credit, but yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's good.
Yeah,
Really love it.
100%. And I mean,
Mhm.
you've gotten to interview some
Mm,
awesome people.
mhm.
What's that experience like? Because I would be terrified to,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, yeah,
interview
yeah.
Tim Morrison and Diana Lee and all
Uh-huh.
these amazing people. What's that experience like for you to get to have such a personal, more than
Yeah.
just waiting in an autograph line and talking to them while they
Mm,
sign something. You're getting to actually interact and have a conversation. Yeah, it's on camera, but I
yeah.
feel like also that's largely for you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
I mean, even now, like, go back and watch any interview I've had. You can see the twinkle in my eye as I'm
Oh
doing it.
yeah,
Like, I'm like, one, I'm on camera, but also in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I'm just staring at Brandon Wayne right now. Oh my god, this is Brandon
yeah,
Wayne. Oh, I'm just, I'm staring at Tim Morrison. Oh my god, you can kind of see that a little bit in my face when I'm not talking, just being like, wow. But it's yeah, the interviews specifically is a really interesting sort of scenario because off camera there's a lot of sort of waiting and unknown and being prepared is going to happen. It's going to happen now. Do it quickly. It's got to be the right kind of setting. So there's quite actually a lot of stress, I would say, around like setting up the interview. But once I'm able to get through the many handlers and get through the many agents and managers, and that stress just kind of totally slips away. And then standing there with the person, whoever it may be, like Emily Swallow, or even when I've done virtual interviews like this with Paul Sung Young Hu Lee, that was really nerve wracking. But there's a magic that I think lean into when I'm talking to someone like an actor,
yeah,
where it's you just they're a creative, they're a fan. Pretty much all of them are like, "We're just fans too."
yeah,
And all the people I've interviewed and been able to meet have been so down to earth and such wonderful people that it hasn't been hard. It hasn't been hard to lean into that because once you start talking to them, you go, "Oh, this is just a person," in a kind way. This is just a person. They're just like you and me, uh, and they just love this galaxy. They love their work and their craft, and being able to look someone like Tim Morrison in the eye and be like, "Thank you so much for all that you've, like, given to Star Wars," is so special, and that is
yeah.
such a special opportunity to be able to do. Not only talk to them, but actually just be like, "Thanks for doing this. Like, thanks for being part of this. Thanks for being part of our childhoods, being part of our lives now." That's really, a special opportunity, I think. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's nerve-wracking until you get into the flow of it. It's kind of melts
I
away.
I've been lucky enough to have one actual Star Wars actor on the show so far, and I'm
Mhm.
like, I felt like I was not prepared, but it's still one of
Yeah.
my favorite episodes that I've done. So,
Yeah, yeah. I
but
It's hard to feel overly prepared, to be fair. It's hard to be
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"I have this in the bag." Like, "This is
yeah, yeah,
easy." Yeah, I don't know
exactly.
if we'll ever get to that point. That's
So,
it.
you're kind of known for your live shows.
Mhm,
What
mhm.
because they can be a wide variety of things when you're doing a live show.
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
what kind of goes on behind the scenes in one of those? Because I know what
Yeah.
we in your community see, but
Uh-huh.
what's kind of going on to make that live show what it
Yeah,
is?
that's a great question. I don't even know if I've ever been, like, asked this sort of question. Yeah, well, it really the leaning into the live show thing on the channel has just again, I'm gonna use that word organically sort of just happened. And I'm glad it has. It's the most fun type of content creation for me. Having a live audience to sort of bounce off of when you're sharing something, talking about something, discussing something. It's such a great experience to sort of have that feedback straight there. But in terms of like you said, it's such a wide variety of like what I'd be able to do. I do try and give some sort of informative ones, more discussionary, like doing this discussions after like episodes of shows and things has always been such a good backbone of the channel. But even those, as serious as I try and make it, it always goes off the charts and just off the chain and crazy things happen. But I think that's something I've always very much leaned into because that is a big part of being a Star Wars fan is
Yeah,
crazy coming up with crazy conspiracy theories and concepts of like, oh no, this is going to happen in this show or whatever. And also being very playful with our passion for Star Wars is such a big thing. Look at behind you, like that is a
yeah, I know.
immaculately perfect collection of toys, but they are
Oh
toys and
gosh.
they are figures and they were created to hold in your fist and run around the backyard in originally, 50 years ago, that's what everyone was doing. But now they are collector's pieces. Absolutely no disrespect. Respect. But I think there's such a childlike love that we all have for Star Wars that as old as we'll all get, and as old as Star Wars fans can be, everyone has that sort of very whimsical Star Wars. Wow,
Oh yeah,
wow, like
yeah,
yay.
yeah,
So that I definitely think comes out in the live shows, and I don't try and hide that. So yeah, like the most extreme, like when I kind of look back into the shows I've done, the face paintings and paint my face blue to become Thrawn, and when Ahsoka was
yes.
releasing, and I did the same thing. I painted it green when the acolyte we started. I did at the start, okay, all right, because I was like, yay, painted my face green and to be Venestra, the character from Acolyte. So yeah, those streams have been so fun, and to kind of set those up, it's half completely just see what happens in the show. Well, not even half.
Yeah,
Maybe like 30% of it is just like me riffing mid-show and being like, this is going
yeah,
well, I'll keep going." 70% of it is fairly like, this is what I'm gonna do kind of thing. And just depending how elaborate of like what I'm doing physically in person here, kind of depends if I'm gonna prep a whole bunch. Sometimes it's just about prepping, oh, I need to bring up these questions or points, or sometimes it's like I gotta go to the store and get all the ingredients to make cookies and ice them in characters that look like Star Wars characters, and then I spend like,
yeah,
money at the shops and spend time setting up this whole thing. So, yeah, it kind of varies the sort of prep and setup of shows, but it's all part of it. It's fun. It's worth it. I get
yeah.
so much joy out of it. It's a good time. It's a good time
Well,
for me.
I,
For me,
I,
at least.
I told this to Will and Grayson when I had them on, and I'll tell you the same thing because I absolutely
Mm.
believe that it applies as well. You know, hanging out in your streams, I feel the genuineness that you have, and it is
Thank
just like.
you. Yeah.
And I'll say this for anybody that may be curious: we've never met before until
No.
about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have
It's
never
true.
had a
How
direct
fun.
conversation,
Uh
but
huh.
I already feel like we've hung out before because of your stream.
Good.
You know,
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that yeah, good, good. That's what I'm going for, really. That's actually
yeah,
I want you to feel like you know me when you meet me. Cuz
yeah,
spoiler alert, even in real life, in reality, this is exactly how I am. Like it's not any different.
Yeah.
But even virtually, yeah. Oh, I appreciate that actually. I'm glad
Y
I come off the
yeah,
same. That's
I
good.
mean, yeah, and I mean, it's just, and I think that is what makes your stream, as well as the
Mm,
community of people that always are in your stream,
mm.
it's the same people, so we get to know each other through
Mhm,
that, and
mhm,
I'm new to that, I'm new to, I guess, making friends on the internet.
mhm. Yeah,
So it is nice to, you know, have a chat going, and I'm like, this is a
yeah.
bunch of people that I've never met, but I also talk to like once a week. So it's a
Yeah,
weird,
it's
it's a strange.
fascinating. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's just thought that's actually a really good thing to bring up because I think about these things all the time, but it's rare that I get to kind of like debrief this and talk about this.
yeah.
So this is really cool.
This is the
And
place.
yeah, yeah, I love this. The live chat element is so fascinating, and I feel like at this point I kind of have to credit maybe 92% of my success is just actually the people coming into the streams in the live chat and not knowing me, but knowing other people. And that
Yeah,
community in itself has been very interesting to watch grow and develop because like you say, like you come into one of my shows and okay, Hannah's gonna be kind of weird and kooky and something crazy is going to happen. I'll watch along, might watch this, but if you look to the live chat on the side, you're gonna see the names that you see every week pop up, and
yeah,
and there's something so familiar there for people. And a lot of people tell me that. A lot of people like have now because I have a Discord for my channel as well. A lot of people spend a lot of time in that Discord together, not with me. Like they're not there being like, we talk to
yeah,
Hannah. And I like to say
yeah,
Jack all in that Discord. They
yeah,
all talk to each other and have become friends with each other, and it's very fascinating to see to kind of develop. But it's really cool, of course.
yeah,
But it's a cool thing when like this like, oh, hang on, I feel like I'm just like a facilitator at this point. I just make the meeting place, and then
yeah,
all these other people want
yeah,
to hang out together. It's
yeah,
really funny. It is cool. It's a cool thing to see. Yeah,
yeah.
it's really
It
good.
the community aspect of it is so important, and I feel like you know we talk about it a lot, but we could always talk about it more. But
Mm,
it's
mm,
and that's I'm trying to build that, and talking with you and talking to people like Will and Grayson, and have
mm,
really, because their community is so strong, and yours is as well, and
mm,
to kind of just like watch and pay attention and be able to like apply some of those
mm.
things to what I'm doing has
Yeah.
helped a lot. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh, it's very, um, it's not even like and because building that, half, it's almost all to the credit of the people, honestly, because
yeah,
when I started out, it was like two people would watch, and those two people would talk, and then I would like ask questions to just those two people, and that was it for such a long time. And it's all that thing of like building up and having more people come in and making people feel welcome and making that space where people do want to stay. They do want to ask, the person questions on the screen, but they also wanted to ask the live chat questions. And then the live, that talking between, like we're talking about, is always very, like you just want to make an environment that is natural for that to happen. But it always starts small. I mean, obviously that
yeah,
goes without saying. It's, in like anything,
yeah,
just because I and that's also the coolest thing. Some of the people in the chat today have been in the live chat since 3.5 years ago and popping in. They've
yeah,
stopped by for something, and then they're still part of the channel, and that's so fun. That is so cool to see. But it's interesting seeing building that up and it getting to that sort of point. Hey, it's a whole process. It's cool.
yeah. And I
Mm.
mean, I want to ask you about your set, because obviously I am a collector.
Yes.
If nobody
Yeah.
could tell, um,
I don't
and
know.
I
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
I was watching some of your older videos to kind of prep for
Mhm.
this, and your set has changed a handful of times. But
A
one
handful?
thing that
A
I
truckload.
one thing that I can tell, regardless, is that you are also a collector. So is there
Yes. I collect
something
very specific things, yeah.
is
Um,
there
mm.
as a collector, this is always a fun question for me to ask. Is there a particular piece that you have that is this is kind of a cliche way to ask it, but if your house caught on fire and you had to grab one thing as you're
Yeah.
running out,
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
what would
That's
that item be?
I think that is such a hard one. I'm, like, looking at all the things in
Yeah.
my room right now to be like, "What
Yeah,
what is it?
that's kind of
Which one
that's
of
kind
you
of
would
how
I
I am too. I
choose?"
have to kind of
Yeah.
like
Good, like, "What's in here?" It I mean, a I mean,
it's a
a
hard
go-to
question.
for
At
is such a hard question. I'll even pivot the camera for you, because this is just one of the shelves. A go-to for me is, and it's frequently like if someone says, "What's my favorite collectible?" I usually answer with this one, which is it's the one that's sitting right here, which is the Plo Koon Jedi Starfighter, Lego set, and this was released in 2011 when Clone Wars was
I have that same light, by the way.
yeah, I see it everywhere now. I'm like, I feel like we all have like the same like deal of Star Wars lights. Apparently, love that. But yeah, it's the Plo Koon Jedi Starfighter Lego set 2011. It was my first. To be fair, I say it was my first. I also got it alongside the T6 shuttle here, the Jedi shuttle from Clone Wars as well. I got that for my 12th birthday. I Clone Wars was airing. It was like around season 4. Hang on, no, that was earlier. Was it my 12th birthday or 12th or 11th? I can't even remember. Around like season 4 or 5 of Clone Wars, those ships, were really popular in the show. There was a lot of Clone Wars sets coming out, and yeah, it was like my first like, because like I said, I kinda grew up with a lot of Star Wars things around me, and my brothers had Star Wars stuff, but it was my first, like, "You're now into Star Wars, Hannah. Here's, like, happy birthday from mum and dad. Here's your, like, first Lego sets, and Star Wars things." And so they're really special to me, I think, 'cause of that, 'cause it's I don't know, like not that like, it's not even a thing now, but 15 years ago, it was very unconventional for a girl to like Star Wars, so
Yeah,
avidly. That was I felt so odd about that. I felt like I knew no other girls that like Star Wars until I was on the internet. Um, and so I felt very unconventional about it. So the fact that my parents were like, I'm like I'm a 12-year-old girl. Like they should be getting me like, what
yeah,
little play makeup or what the hell. I don't even know what to get a 12-year-old girl.
yeah,
But the fact that we're like,
yeah,
you love this really random thing, here, have it, was I think really special. I really appreciate them for supporting that in a sense. And yeah, so probably those two Lego sets. I would probably grab those, one in each hand, actually, and then I can run out the door. I think it's perfect.
yeah.
Actually, I'll hold them both in one hand and hold the cat in the other, and then I'll run out the door.
There you
That's the plan.
go.
Okay. I got it
Yeah.
sorted. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I am curious because this is I just don't have a whole lot of opportunity to ask somebody this question.
Mhm.
You are from Australia, and
Yes, that I am.
Star Wars, as we know, is worldwide. But
Mhm.
is there anything is there anything about Star Wars that you know? Is there anything about the culture in Australia as it relates to Star Wars that somebody
Mm.
not from Australia might be interesting to know?
That is a fascinating question. I think, uh, there's 2 things that come to mind. Well, because I think Australian Star Wars fans, we have a sort of we're a little bit cocky with how the prequels were filmed here. We love that
Yes.
fact. We love telling
Yes.
people, we love reminding people, "Hey, we filmed those." The prequels we all love, they were filmed here. We have those. I think
Yeah.
that's something that, like, hasn't gone away, and any Aussie I talk to that's like, "Star Wars," like, we all talk about being like, "Hey, this was in Sydney, that's crazy." Like,
Yeah.
that is definitely a fact that we kind of hold on to. The studios interesting, the studios that they were filmed in, was on a big sort of plot of land. We really weird place to build it, like really close to the city, like so close to the central like business district of Sydney City. There's like you just go like 2 minutes drive out of the city, and there's a massive lot where there's a big stadium, and then next to it there's a big like film studios. And for the past like
Wow.
80 years, they were the Fox Studios, and so that's where they were filmed, and that's where all the stars were filmed. That's where everyone worked on those. And they have just in the past like 2 years, Disney has just bought those from, or they own like Fox. I don't know how everyone owns anything, but it's Disney Studios now, which is really interesting. But that's actually really cool because that means hopefully more shows and movies, and that means hopefully more Star Wars shows and movies are going to be filmed in Sydney, kind of in the
Yeah.
future, because obviously, there hasn't been any sort of Star Wars filming in Australia since prequel. So I kind of feel pretty chuffed that it's like a fun fact. Like maybe not as
Yeah.
cultural, like being like, oh, we're different about this, but it's like, oh, it's cool that this is, one, we have the prequels to our name, but then also, hopefully we'll get more cool things happening down here and down
Yeah.
under. Film it down here. And I also I feel like with the prequels specifically, but anything in Star Wars movies, like the Australian sort of landscapes and terrain is very reminiscent of a lot of yes, things in Star Wars of the terrain is very reminiscent of like Australian landscapes and terrain, which is always very very cool. And also credit to New Zealand, I should also put in there, because like having Tam,
Yeah.
Torn Wee was voiced by a New Zealander, Michelle Ang, who voices Omega. Like it goes on. The New Zealand and Pacific Islander sort of influence into Star Wars, and like what has been in the media of Star Wars is also very present in there. And so I feel like we all have this sort of like, we owned Star Wars for like 15 years before it was this
Yeah.
big thing
Yeah.
under Disney. So does that answer that question? I feel like that is the main thing.
Yeah.
I feel like
Absolutely.
we're kind of cocky about that. Yeah, yeah, we're very proud.
That's
We're very
awesome.
proud of it. Yeah,
Yeah. As I would be too. I would
yeah.
be too.
Like, hey, yeah. So fun.
Okay. Clone Wars. We gotta
Yes.
talk about Clone Wars.
I've been waiting for this. That was just all warm up for talking about Clone Wars.
I Clone Wars is super big for me as well. I grew up with Clone Wars. When did the movie come out? 08?
2008, yeah.
Yeah, so I was 10 when the movie came out. So I definitely grew up with Clone Wars too. So I'm curious, what are some of your favorite episodes or arcs or moments from that show? Because
yeah.
it is so important.
Oh, how long do we have?
We got as long as you need.
I know, right? Oh, so good. It's hard to pin down like like a favorite something. I've got a lot of favorite characters that are reoccurring, and that's sort of the beauty of Clone Wars, and especially while it was airing with like a new season, because it's like, oh, is this character like gonna return? Or you like see them in the trailer for the next season. It's like, oh, Sarge Ventress is back, and this separatist person is back, and like that was so fun while it was releasing. So yeah, I mean, obviously Ahsoka is this very, I feel so deeply connected to her as a character, and she was absolutely enthralling to watch as the seasons developed, leading into season 5. The betrayal and leaving the Jedi Order was,
Oh yeah.
as much as it's the most gut-wrenching. It was the most gut-wrenching experience and heartbreaking experience to watch that, not knowing, oh my God, she's leaving. Like that was horrific to experience, but I think kind of stays as, oh, that was the most immaculately written and told story. That was so well done that it was so like emotionally challenging. And I think they wrote her story arc so well and well formed. The early seasons, she was pretty much any episode of Ahsoka, seasons 1 or 2, she's making a mistake or she's like being a bit of a brat. Like she's kind of, it's one of those two things. And it's Anakin or another Jedi whoever having to be like, hey, learn from your mistakes, build on who you are, like build your character, build your, presence as a Jedi and understand yourself. Like all these seasons are just building that up of her and, kind of turning her maturity, turning her sort of responsibility to then season 5 be like, hey, a whole Jedi Order and clone army think you're bad. What are you gonna do about it? Like for her to withstand that and navigate that
Yeah.
was such a well written story, like incredible. It deserved the 5 seasons of build up, really. So those sort of those episodes of her leaving, I think, to me, are like the best. That's the best told anything in Star Wars. Um, but this, I really am a real sort of fan of like the really weird characters. I love the weird separatist characters that come in for like one episode and we just have to like someone's got to capture them and that's the episode and it's just this weird like Lock Durd is one of my favorites. He was this Neomoidian and he was
Yes.
like a
Yes.
really like respectfully overweight Neomoidian and he was trying to like
Yes.
blow up these like lemurs, this colony of like talking lemurs essentially. It's like
Yes.
this is an episode.
100%.
That's hilarious. And this is George Lucas writing this as well. Like I don't know if he was credited as a writer,
100%.
but he was the one that was like, perfect, write it, let's go. Hilarious to me. So
Yes.
I'm a big fan of the weird characters and sort of those really random storylines in Clone Wars. I think that really added to the charm of the show for me. Um, yeah, there's some good ones there, but Umbara's good. You can rattle off a few. Umbara, Mortis is just like
Yes.
they're so
Yes.
heavy and
Yes.
crazy, but yeah. What's your favorite? I want to like judge you now on your
Gosh.
favorite episodes.
Oh gosh. I mean, you said a lot of them. Umbara
Mm,
is up there.
mm,
Um, Ahsoka leaving is up there, obviously. Siege of Mandalore is obviously up there.
mm.
I really liked the Citadel. That was a good one.
Yes.
I really
Yes,
liked that one.
sometimes underrated. I feel like
Yes,
when we like rattle off arcs,
100%.
some like I do, I forget that arc a lot, but that's a good story.
I
That's
Yeah.
crazy good. Yeah, yeah.
That's like a
Mm.
sneaky underrated one that I like
Mm.
a lot. Um, let's see. The Boba Fett finale of season 2 I liked a lot.
Mm.
Um,
Interesting pick, yeah.
what is it? Gosh.
Any
Anything.
Cad Bane episode is also
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That was great.
Any Cad Bane episode. Anything with the clones. That show did so much for the
Mm,
clones.
mm.
So anything with them. Gosh, I'm trying to think now. I'm trying to like look around and see if there's anything that like jogs my memory about an episode. Obviously, the stuff with Maul on Mandalore
Yeah.
is
That was
good.
super dark. That was crazy. And like the way that whole story just kept unfolding where it's like he like owned like Death Watch for a period of time. I feel like we all forget about that. It's like he
Yeah,
was like in charge, like brutal. Um
yeah,
yeah. Oh, Mandalore
yeah,
was it was almost like the planet of Mandalore was like its own reoccurring character. Obviously having all the
for sure.
Satine stuff in the early days, yeah, and then having uh once, Satine, like Maul killing Satine, and then all the Vizsla stuff, crazy. Like it just keeps going, and then that's why I find it so satisfying. Like the Siege of Mandalore, as epic of like a battle it was. Like they could have had that on any planet. They could have had that on just some random planet, and we just have this big battle over there. But the way that because it was on Mandalore, it's like, oh, we've seen
Yeah,
this. We've seen Mandalore since season 1. We are now in season 7, seeing this like destruction. Everything is destroyed. Everything's terrible and we're having this very cinematic, incredible, like sort of ending to it of these, two main characters like on the planet. It was like so cool.
yeah,
Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like Mandalore in my
yeah,
mind is a character at this point.
yeah.
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
yeah,
I mean, and we could talk about every single arc of Clone Wars and every single episode of Clone Wars because I really
yeah.
don't think there's a bad episode of that show.
Yeah, I don't think there is. Some people call out the Void arc. The
It's
the
George
droid.
Lucas's favorite episode. What are you
Yes!
talking about?
The Droid Squad and Meeba Gascon, Meeba
Yeah.
Gascon, the frog
Yes.
guy,
Yes.
out there, like, a lot of people, "I don't like those episodes." You haven't if you don't like those episodes and you're watching this, you just need to change how you approach those episodes. Approach those episodes how you would approach looking at at an artwork in a gallery. It's like you're not going to do anything with it. It's not going to change your life, but you just need to sit there and appreciate what it's showing you. I feel like is that art
Yes.
because it's so weird.
Yes.
Does it do anything? Not really, but it is fascinating. It is a fascinating story that we go on like 4 episodes of animated droids rolling through a desert. That is incredible. That is a feat that they managed to write that and get that approved. So yeah, it's
I
cool. I like
mean,
the void arc.
we wouldn't have Gregor without
When we
those
have Gregor,
episodes.
he would still
Um,
be with that angry cafeteria owning boss of his who was incredibly mean to him. Exactly. We wouldn't have Gregor.
so I
Yeah,
mean, there's no such thing as a filler episode of that show, in my opinion.
I
I
completely
just don't
agree.
think it exists. I just do
I
not think it
agree.
exists. Um, I'm curious, not just with Clone. It can be Clone Wars if that's what it is, but what is your? This may get you in trouble. What is your biggest Star Wars hot take?
Oh, okay. All right. Biggest that was hot take.
I know
I do you know
there's a
what?
lot of like
Yeah.
common ones, but
Yeah. There's a lot, yeah, I'm trying to think of one that's sort of more specific. Um, I don't know if it's a hot it's hard to tell what's a hot take these days and like, "Oh, is this
yeah,
does everyone think this or have I just thought this for the first time?" I This is only gonna offend, like, a certain group of people, but I believe that it was the right move to make the EU Legends a non-canon. I'm really happy that happened.
I
I
100%
think
agree.
it's great. That would
I
be
agree.
really weird and difficult if they tried to be like, "This all makes sense. This all is connected." Some of the EU books haven't personally read, have just read the synopsis of the books. They're insane. Some of the EU books, incredible. Some of them insane and weird and crazy.
Yeah,
And I think it's but also, I do also appreciate the whole, keep, these are were created with, this passion of Star Wars in the early days, even pre-prequels. So there's a lot of kind of exploration that had been had in the EU novels, which credit to them for that. But I think with George's kind of next step of the prequels, creating Clone Wars to do things, and then obviously since the sale, I think it was the right move to sort of make them like, hey, you can still have these. You can still these still are Star Wars titled. They're not just like erased. They're still this is Star Wars. This is Star Wars Legends though in non canon. I think that's they've gone about that in the right way, and I'm not upset about that. I like that that's different and there and but not a part of anything really.
yeah,
Mm.
I agree, and I mean, like, I was never, I've never, I don't have I read a Legends book? I don't even know if I've even read a Legends book,
There you
but
go.
like everybody was so mad about it, so mad about it,
Oh, so
and
mad.
and
So
I'm like,
mad.
just wait, give it time, and
Yeah.
they've a lot of the stuff that everybody really likes about Legends, they're slowly starting to bring back in. Like they brought back
Mm,
Thrawn, they brought back, if
exactly.
there's certain characters or elements that are just, really impactful,
Yeah.
they're gonna more than likely bring them back in eventually. Now, is Starkiller ever gonna be canon? Probably not. But
Oh,
like
that is the one exception though that I would be like, if I could make anything canon, it would be
yeah,
Starkiller. But
yeah,
yeah,
like
but I agree. That's not happening
yeah,
anytime soon.
yeah. I don't disagree with that at all. At all. I don't think that's a hot
Yeah.
take, even a little
Yeah.
bit.
Thank you.
There's a lot of
Thank you.
people that
Good.
do, but
Yeah. Those
I
EU
100% agree.
purists out there that love that. Love the EU.
There's quite a few.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
quite a
That's
few.
it.
All right, I have some rapid fire questions for
Okay.
you.
Yes.
Um, Favorite Star Wars movie?
Phantom Menace, without a doubt. Just straight up.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's it's sometimes rivaled with Revenge or Empire, depending on my mood, but pretty much always gotta be Phantom. I think it's a perfect
I
movie. It's the perfect, like,
yeah.
beginning, middle, end. It's amazing to me. I love it. I love Phantom Menace.
I don't think I've ever had somebody answer with Phantom Menace. That's
Maybe that's my
fantastic.
hot take. Maybe that's my hot take,
Hey,
actually. Phantom Menace is the best Star Wars movie.
love it. Love it.
Yeah.
I love Phantom Menace. I think it's underrated by a lot of people. So
Mhm, mhm.
not gonna be mad about that. What about
Yeah.
favorite show? And I'll say you can't say Clone Wars because that's the
That does make
easy
it
answer.
easier, actually. Yeah. That's, that opens it up then. Yeah, honestly, I think just enjoyment-wise, I think the Ahsoka show. I think I revisit that,
Perfect.
like, most frequently. It's definitely not a perfect show. I don't go that far, but, it's my most enjoyed thing of show, I would say. That or Bad Batch is very close. I do love the Bad Batch, but also that's a cop out for not saying Clone Wars, though, so so it's also kinda
As
that as well.
I love the love for the Ahsoka show. That's other than Clone Wars and maybe Rebels. Ahsoka show
Mm.
is like right there. I
Yeah, there you go. See, we're like
rewatched
the
that show.
same. This is perfect. This is why we're gonna be friends.
I
I love it.
yeah,
Exactly.
I rewatch that show constantly.
Yeah, especially I think it's
Constantly.
episode 4. I forget what it's called, but it's the one where it's pretty much just all in space, and they have this big battle with Shin and Marok, like, fighting them in space, and, like, Ahsoka's, like, on the wing of the ship. That's a great episode. That's a Clone Wars episode. That's a live action Clone Wars episode to me. Like, it's, like, the
100%.
exact same. So, yeah, no, I love it. It's so
100
good.
100%. 100%.
Mm.
Favorite
Ooh. I would be remiss if it wasn't Ahsoka, and it is actually Ahsoka, but I wanna give some more variety to not all my answers just being Clone Wars Ahsoka.
everything
Uh,
is so good, yeah.
right, favorite character, I think Leia has quite a big draw for me. I really love her, obviously, her establishing legacy and symbolism of Carrie Fisher playing her is so massive and so much bigger than just the movies. But I also, for any Star Wars book nerds, that there's some interesting Leia EU novels, but there's some really great canon Leia novels that are
Yeah,
incredibly well written, well done. Bloodline being, I don't know if you were going to ask me my favorite Star Wars book, but it was going to be Bloodline. Well, it is Bloodline, which is a story of Leia 20 years after Return of the Jedi and 10 years before The Force Awakens. And it's pretty much just like her in power. Well, she's in power, but she's like wanting to retire essentially. That doesn't sound like a thrilling setup of a story, but it's very fascinating. Essentially, the novel is about how her bloodline, who her father was, is kind of revealed, and it's a
yeah.
great novel. It's just all about her psyche and relationship with the Force and her relationship of what she thought of Vader. It's great. It's a great book. So, uh, back to the character thing. There's some amazing Leia stories out there, and she's
Yeah.
such an important, you know, uh,
I guess you're looking
character.
forward to the, Leia and Ray book that's coming out
I
this year.
am. I am so much legacy, I believe it's called. Yes, I would just this morning. I was just like, when is that coming out? I'm really excited for that book. I just googled that like 2 hours ago. That's so funny. But it's I think it's gonna be really cool. Yeah, there's so
Yeah,
many Leia stories out there. It's amazing. It's so
yeah.
cool.
Is your favorite Star Wars vehicle Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter?
I
Or is
mean,
there another one?
I could probably generalize it to I mean that edition of the Jedi Starfighters are like my favorite. Like if I had to like bring something from like fiction and make it reality, it's probably one of those. Like I would love to drive in one of those, just drive it around, fly around
Yeah.
in it. A good Jedi Starfighter or you know what? Underrated ship, the Twilight. I forget what the kind of technical ship
Yes.
name is. The Twilight from
Yes.
Colin Wars is a cool ship. It's that
Nobody
weird one.
ever talks.
Yes.
Nobody ever talks about the Twilight.
See, we know
Thank
we
you.
are on the same wavelength here.
Yeah,
It's so
we
good.
are
I feel so
100% gonna.
understood.
Yes,
Oh, so good.
we are definitely gonna be friends after this.
We know what's up. We know what's up. It's good. It's good.
Yes, the Twilight. Justice for the Twilight.
Yes,
Justice for the
absolutely.
Twilight.
Absolutely.
I don't have this one written down, but for people that know Hannah, she is an expert at Star Wars sound effects.
Yes.
So,
Yes, I am.
do,
Mm.
do you have a favorite one? I'm gonna put you.
Do I have a
I'm not
favorite
gonna.
sound effect?
Yeah, I'm not gonna have you do it, even though I know you could.
Thank you. Uh, favorite sound effect? Oh, yeah, well, I feel like it kinda goes without saying, but the roar, the Mars Guo roar that
Oh,
happens in the pod race of Phantom Menace. Mars
yes.
Guo, if you
Uh-huh.
forgot such a legend, he was sort of the one with the tall neck. He kinda looked like a duck in a sense. Actually, they all kinda look like a duck. And he had goggles and it's right
Yeah.
near the end of the race. He was, like, coming, like, 3rd. He was, like, tying 2nd with, like, Sebulba there. Uh, Sebulba, like, smashes into oh, no, sorry, he doesn't smash in. He throws a wrench. Sebulba
Yes.
throws a wrench into his engine. It explodes. He does the most operatically perfect, melodically accurate roar before he crashes, and
Yeah.
it's perfect. It's an incredible sound. I don't know how they created it. Ben Burt, give me a call. How did you do that? That was amazing. And so I love the roar. I love Masgu roar. Probably
Yes.
my number one favorite sound of all the Star Wars, honestly.
I love when you did the sound. I knew what it was before you said what it was.
Thank you. It's its own language at this point. Oh, it's good.
That's
It's good.
yes, that's fantastic.
I also want to give it an honorable mention to the sound of the tractor beam turning off of the Death Star when
Yes.
Ben Kenobi goes in. He turns to them and go boom. It's so satisfying. Oh, it's so good. I do love that sound as well. It's
I
good.
love how I said I wasn't going to ask you to do the sounds and then you just did them anyway.
You don't even need to. I just insert myself in there anyway. I don't need to
Love
be
it.
asked.
Love it. Okay, I have a game for you.
Okay, yeah.
And,
Let's do it.
we're gonna blind rank, but I don't know what you're blind ranking because we're gonna draw it out of this bucket.
I
There's
love
a
it. Oh,
bunch of
is that a popcorn bucket from Last Jedi?
it is. It is.
Oh, I
Oh no,
love it.
it's Rise of Skywalker
Is it
actually.
Rise? Because I've only got the blue ones. We didn't have the red ones in Australia. We
I've
only
got
the
the blue. I've
ones.
got the
That's
blue one
cool.
too.
Yeah. Okay.
But
All right.
there's
I love that.
a bunch of categories in here.
Mhm.
I'm gonna pick one for you, and then we're gonna
Okay.
blind rank.
Is this at like 5 or 10? How many are we ranking?
We'll do 5.
5. Okay.
We'll do
All right.
5.
I'm ready.
So
I'm
we're
ready.
gonna
Blind ranking.
mix it up away
Honoring the
from the
best.
camera because it's loud,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
then we will pull one out of here. I'll mix it up and not look.
Did you say these are all different categories? I forget. You just said this. I forget
Yes,
what you
these
said.
are all
Okay. All right.
different categories.
Okay.
So we have vehicles. Now
Oh.
we can stick with that, or I can pull another one. I'll give you
No,
one
let's do vehicles. Let's do vehicles.
Let's
I
do
feel
it.
like there's some crazy
Okay.
ones, crazy good ones. There's also
So
very
I'm
bad vehicles too, so this could be good.
there is, yes. Let's see. Write it down so I don't forget. And so I've got a bunch written down, so I'm just gonna pick 5 pretty much at random and
Okay,
let you
I'm ready.
rank them. Let's
I'm
see.
ready.
And I'm gonna put you on the spot because you said it already and we bonded over it. The first one I'm gonna give you is the Twilight because I have it written down on here.
Yay! Okay, okay. Number 1. I felt yeah, obviously number 1. Underrated.
Fantastic.
Let's go with that. I'm confident with that. That's a good starting point. I'm all the rest is just gonna be easy.
This list is already a
Mhm.
success in my opinion.
Yeah, I like it.
Let's see. Let's go Republic gunship.
Oh! Yeah, iconic. Loved it in Attack of Clones. But there could be better ones. I want to put it at 3, but it could be as low as a 4. Honestly, I feel like there could be better ships. I'm gonna put it at 4. Let's go 4.
That'll work. Let's see. Is there one that I can give you that's just going to really throw you off? Let's go classic. Let's go Star Destroyer.
3. Oh yeah, 3. I think that's I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Okay. So you've got number 2 and number 5.
Yeah, I'm scared of what I'm gonna put at 5. Okay, that's my next one.
Let's go Razor Crest. Right here.
Razor Crest. Yeah, it's a good ship. It's a good ship. But there's also
Coming
a lot
back.
of ships better
Coming
than
back
it.
in
It
Mando
is
and
coming back.
Grogu.
Yes, somehow the Razor Crest returned. It's still there's so many other ships better than it though. But then are they gonna be what you say next though? I feel like it's I think I'm gonna put it at 2. I feel like there's more ships
Okay.
worse than it. So I'm worried about what ship I'm gonna shut down here. But Razor Crest at 2. What would be my 5?
Let's see.
It's gonna be
I'll pick this is one that's underrated in my opinion. The Mantis from Jedi Survivor.
The Mantis. You know what? That underrated, but I'm okay with that at 5. That doesn't stand out super to like crazy to me. It's just kind of like a tube with a one turning wing. It's funny. I'm happy with that at 5. So you know what? That's actually turned out pretty well as a list. I like that. I'm confident with it. Yeah, it's a good list.
All right.
I love that.
Shall we do one more?
Yes, please hit me.
Let's do one more. Let's see what we got.
Vehicles were good. I can't believe Twilight's there. It's so good.
Had to do the Twilight, and it's at number 1, so can't argue with that.
Easy.
All right,
easy.
Let's see. We already talked about that one. Let's pick one more. This is my show. This is my show. We can pick another one.
I love it.
Let's pick something different. Okay. Talking about Clone Wars, and we're talking about Bad Batch. So you got clones.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one because it's there are a few bad clones, but it's hard to pick the favorite. Okay, I'm ready for this list.
All right. Let's start. Let's start with Omega.
Okay, Omega.
Because she could be literally anywhere on the list, depending on who you ask.
That is such a good curveball.
Let's start with the curveball.
Yeah. Number 4. Omega at number 4. There's a lot of other characters that I love and connect more above her, but she's a great character though.
Let's do. I don't know how you'll feel about this one. Let's do 99.
Oh, good one. No, I feel bad, but number 2. I probably should put him at number 1, but number 2 for 99. He laid down his life for his brothers. What a guy.
Love it. Let's see. Let's go with Jesse.
Ooh. Number 3.
Number 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, could he be number 5? Actually, that might be better character. Actually, Jesse at 5. I changed my answer. I think I'm number 5. Yeah. There's better clones than Jesse, but he's a great guy. And my best Australian Star Wars friend is Commander Jesse, so I feel like I'm doing him wrong. But 5.
That's okay. Let's go. I'll give you an easy one. Let's go Rex.
Number 1. Thank God you said Rex. Number 1. I was hoping you would. I was hoping Rex would pop up here because he's easy number 1 for me.
So that means
what's left?
So you still have 3. So
Okay.
that means number 3 is
Who's gonna be?
fives.
Oh, you know what? Yes, I love Fives. He sacrificed so much. He was so close to the truth. Good spot. 99 still needs all the respect ever. So him at 2, Rex at 1. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's a great list. Omega,
Perfect.
Jesse. Yeah. Oh,
Perfect.
is it? This is easy. This
Perfect.
is just my. I've done this so well. I've picked so
Yeah,
well.
I cannot argue with either of those.
Yeah,
I
it's good.
That's exactly how I would have done. I really think that's exactly how I would have done both of them.
Good. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's the right. It's the only right answer for
It's
these
the
lists.
only right answer.
Yeah.
Hannah's answer is
Yeah.
the only correct answer.
That's it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of upcoming Star Wars projects
Mhm.
announced or rumored or things of that nature. What's the thing that you're looking forward to the most that's not
Ooh.
come out yet?
I mean, the mall show. People are so sick of us talking about Star Wars animation at this point. The mall show is really interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
Ahsoka, I feel like there's a lot to be explored in Ahsoka still, and that would be really exciting. But the mall show has I'm most eager to find out more about that. I'm most eager for them to release the trailer. So at Star Wars Celebration Japan this year, we got a trailer. We got a whole ass trailer
Oh,
at Celebration, and it's unfathomable to me that it's not public yet. I'm like,
I
what are they waiting for? Like unless they just want a really, and I think they'll do this, a really short period of turnover where it's like they'll release the
yeah,
trailer and then the show comes out like 4 weeks later. Like it'll be really quick.
yeah,
I think because the trailer for me was really, really uh just it was very fast. It was a very fast and looked like a really gritty show, as it should be, because it's Maul, this character of just twisted evil. And so I think the show looked good visually. It looked very, should I say, violent? It looked very, lot of fighting, a lot of lightsabers, and I think that's just going to be so exciting to see again and just get those stories. I
yeah,
think there's a lot of pressure on the live action, and obviously Mando movie has a lot riding on it, a lot of pressure on it, a lot of expectations, and same with all the shows. But the more show can, and Star Wars animation in general has that bit more of a flexibility of being able to really take its time to tell a story. And so I think,
yeah.
yeah, more Shadow Lord has to be my number one. Like, I'm so excited for whenever that comes. Hopefully
Yeah,
soon.
I'm just like I'm trying to figure out when it's coming out because I figure
Mm.
if we were gonna get something before Mando movie, I feel like we'd know about it already.
Yes, me too. And I really was hoping it was going to be before Mando, but I agree. I think the fact that we haven't heard anything now, and it's like we are in early Gen, I feel like it's going to be after Mando. I feel like they'll want nothing else to talk about before Mando happens. Honestly,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm hoping that either because we don't know when Ahsoka is coming out either, but we assume
No,
it's this
because
year.
yeah, I mean, it was always slated to be 26, and I believe it's still gonna be this year. There was that kind of rumor. It's like, oh, it was off some sort of schedule release from some, stock something. And I'm like, I don't put a lot of weight into that. There was just that was just sort of a rumor. So I think it's still gonna be released this year, and I hope it still is.
Yeah, I hope
Because yeah,
so.
I can't wait. I can't wait any longer. It'll be over 3 years since we had it. So 2023, which is crazy. Like, how did that go so fast? But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
nuts.
I Ahsoka and Maul are my answers as well. So I
Yeah.
can't can't disagree with you. Um, okay, this is one that is gonna make you think a little bit, and I'm very curious to hear your answer.
Yes.
S- In in this hypothetical world that I'm about to give you for this question, Lucasfilm and Disney comes to you and says, Hannah, we are going to let you make any decision you want in Star
Mhm.
Wars, and we cannot say no. You can say, I want this movie,
Mm.
I want this show, book, comic, video game, Legends character in canon, casting choice, anything you say in the next 60 seconds, we're
It's
going to
gonna come
do
true.
Can't Say No.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that thing?
Oh, that is so tough. There's probably a lot of things I would say be like, oh, if you make this one thing, then you make, all this other stuff. So it's hard to put into one. I think I'm gravitating towards um oh jeez. I
I
think
always love.
I think yeah. This is tough. This is tough. I'm gravitating towards a live action
Okay.
show with and casting as I forget the actor's name, but he was the actor that was the sort of the deep fake face for Luke in not Mando, but for Book of Boba Fett because that was a different person. And I would get that actor because you might have seen the behind the scenes. If you haven't, it's just a
Yeah.
stand-in who looks fairly like Mark Hamill, not exactly like, obviously. And they deep faked him with Mark Hamill's appearance. But I think they should just get that actor because to me he looked so much like him, and enough that if he was in the robes and if he's walking around talking like Luke Skywalker, I will buy into this is Luke Skywalker. So I would say get that actor, have a live action show a year after Return of the Jedi of Luke building his school in his teachings and have him sort of have this journey of as a Jedi master, um, and this sort of just Star Wars sort of school time with Jedi Master Luke. I think that would be something that is in between what I think we could definitely explore. Having the old, we as Star Wars fans, we love our OG stuff. We love, things that we've seen 40,000 times. I think that would help that satisfy that part, but it also would be a new telling of something, a new story, a new time period. The sequels, the jump of sequels always. I always thought that was just a little too far of a jump. I think it should have been like 10, 15 years after Return of the Jedi. But because it was such a big jump, which I get because the actors were of age, but I didn't love that jump. So I would love something on the in between. I would love a Luke Skywalker live action show. In short, would be my answer. I think that would be the thing I would be make this
It's
time.
really funny. It's really funny that you say that because I've answered this question a couple of times, and one of the answers that I like to give is I think it's time to recast that original
Mm,
because you have Alden Ehrenreich to be
yes,
Han.
he's a great
You
Han.
have
Yeah.
you have Donald Glover as Lando. Billy
Hmm.
Lord is like right there to play
She looks
Leia.
so much like her. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, get a Luke,
Yeah.
get a
Easy.
Luke, and
Yeah.
then so that it's really funny that you say that because like that's one of recasting the
Yeah.
original
Recast it.
characters.
Yeah. I as much as I think the Luke, the CGI Luke that we had in Mando season 2 and Boba was good. It was only good because it was for 40 seconds and he just had to stand there and that was passable.
Yeah,
I don't think we
yeah.
could watch a show of like all these actors like being deep faked, honestly. I couldn't get into that, I think.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
I
let's
don't
recast. Come on.
and I don't think he could do a lot of action. I don't think the deep fake
Yeah,
could keep
that's what
up.
yeah, I was like, I don't think they can like run around as much or
Like
do as much movement.
he can stand still and say dialogue just
Mhm.
fine.
That's
But
it. That's pretty much it, though.
like you see in Mando season 2 when he's fighting all the dark troopers, he's got his hood up and you don't see his face until
Yeah.
all he's doing is standing there. So,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know
you
what?
know.
That saved them so much money. Him just keeping that hood on. That saved them so much money. My gosh, you're
Yeah,
so right. So good.
that's great.
Yeah.
So going into 2026,
Mhm.
you just launched a new channel like
Yes.
last week or
Yeah.
something like
Days
that.
are days only a few days ago, almost last week. Yeah, 5 days of it so
Yeah.
far.
So
Yes.
talking about things that aren't Star Wars. So
Mhm.
what are some of the movies or shows or things that you're a fan of outside of Star Wars?
Yeah, yeah, that's a great question because yeah, this other channel which I'm gonna do other reactions to things to on, is purely because I have so many people knowing that I'm such a massive fan of Star Wars, assuming that I've seen all these other movies and shows, which I haven't. It's surprising how little I've seen of anything else. But directly to the question, my other big thing that I feel like I almost rival the knowledge of is Lord of the Rings. In an alternate universe, I probably have the Raeside, and the Raeside's actually just a Lord of the Rings channel, and I just do Lord of the Rings live shows. That's in an ultimate dimension. Because I feel like I have the most. I've almost watched it as many times as I've watched Star Wars, um, and I have the most knowledge on that as a separate, uh, separate what do you call it? I was gonna call it an industry. It's not an industry, a separate franchise. But there's many. I've hardly seen any Marvel or any superhero movies. I've only seen a handful at best. So, with the reactions channel on the side, thank you for the shout out as well. It's pretty much being like, so many people want me to see these movies. I'm just might as well film it because it's probably going to be
Yeah,
interesting. Maybe, hopefully. But there's a lot out there. I haven't seen anything from the Alien franchise. I haven't seen much more sci-fi. A lot of people, when I say people, I say, kind of family members or someone who's like, oh,
yeah.
Star Wars. Have you seen, The Fifth Element? Like some, 80s sci-fi. And I'm like, I haven't seen any other sci-fi really. So yeah, there's all the superhero movies. There's a lot of big TV shows I haven't seen. Game of Thrones is a big one. There's a lot out there that I'm excited to get into, but I do love my Lord of the Rings, and I have seen Rings of Power, and I enjoy Rings of Power. A lot of people don't like that show. I don't know what for. I love it. I enjoy it.
That's cool. I'm very excited to see you react to non-Star Wars things because I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I know you as a Star Wars fan, so it'll
yeah.
be really interesting to and I have another friend who just watched Stranger Things for the first time,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
and
yeah,
he was like, "Man, I'm a Star Wars fan, but this is really cool," and I'm like, "I
yeah,
told
yeah,
you."
yeah. It's so good. Yeah,
So
I'm not caught up on the final season of Stranger Things because I've thought maybe I should I record I feel like I should record these
yeah,
of season 5. But yeah, no, did you enjoy season 5? Are you up to that?
I did. I thought it was great.
Okay, cool.
I got to see the finale in a theater. So
Yes, I saw that they did that. So I think that was a US
that
thing. That's cool.
was
Yeah.
yeah, that definitely made it a different experience for sure. Um,
That's unreal.
but I loved it. I hadn't seen the show until right about a year ago,
Yeah, right.
and I had a couple people telling me to watch it, and I was like, no, I'm gonna wait till it's over and just binge the entire thing. And they were like, no, you
Mm,
need to watch it so you can get in on the hype for the last season. And I was like,
yeah.
yeah, okay. So I watched the first four and like instantly became obsessed with it.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I was just as excited for season five as everybody else was. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting
um,
because I did, like, the opposite process, and I think because I was like, I would watch it every season as it came out and love the hype behind it and, waiting for that next season. But with season 5, I've, like, purposefully waited because I was like, "Maybe I'll record it," but it was also because I was like, "I wanna watch it in all one go." That was such a season 4, watching that as a release was so, like, intense, and you just so badly want the next episode. So I'm like, "Now I can just smash out all season 5 in one go." I'm so excited. Although it'll be long. Those are long episodes, aren't they? It'll probably take me still a while, actually.
yeah, the finale, seeing the finale in a theater felt like a movie.
Yeah, it was a m wait, yeah, was it 2 hours?
Yeah,
I think it was yeah, yeah. That's a
yeah,
movie. That's crazy, man.
yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely
yeah.
insane.
Actually, the finale of season four was longer.
Oh, was it? I think yeah, I think
The
maybe
finale of season four, I think, was the longest episode.
in season 4 finale. Yeah, I they were such long episodes, which it is this fascinating thing where it's like all these shows and things like they're turning into mini movies. They really are. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know why Star Wars isn't learning that, and they're like, you know what? Let's keep this to 20 minutes. It's like, why do we have such short Star Wars live action episodes?
See,
Make them long.
when you finally watch the finale of season five,
Mhm.
you're gonna text me and you're gonna be like, yeah, the gap between movies and TVs just got a lot smaller.
Yeah? Oh my
So,
gosh, yeah. That's cool. I can't wait. It's
but
gonna be good. It's gonna be
yeah,
good.
I cannot. I hope you record your reactions to that to
Okay,
season
I will,
five because
yeah. It's
it's
yeah,
it's worth it. Trust me. Um,
yeah.
so new
Mhm.
channel reacting to non Star Wars stuff, but just kind of
Mm,
in general, what does the future for you or both channels or what
mhm.
does the future hold? What do you want it to where do you want it to go?
Yeah, that's a wow, great question that I ask myself as I'm trying to fall asleep at night, being like, "What am I doing?" Yeah, it's this is such a evolving sort of I like to call it an industry. It really is an industry now, content creation and being on social media. It's,
Yeah.
you can make a job out of it. And I have somehow scrounged enough to make this a job. So it's something that I just think I'm so happy building. I'm so happy one doing it. And I'm so happy to building it to be bigger. And, that's what, the separate channel, the Racer Reacts is, to explore more of that and, explore more of film and TV. And, yeah, the Racer will just, it'll keep going. I'm not really planning to go anywhere too soon. I think there's too much coming out that I'm too excited for, that I'm too interested in. I think that when things are releasing, when Mando comes out and Ahsoka and the Starfighter next year, it's all ever evolving Star Wars, and it's I always laugh at the Star Wars is dead. It's just like, well, you might be inside about it, like but it's absolutely not stopping. Like it's the only one of two
Yeah.
franchises that, or not franchises, but like one of two. I had this stat the other day where it's like this and Weta Workshop, who they were like the production company that put together
Yeah, yeah.
all great stuff. Yeah. They Weta and Lucasfilm are like the only independent, like still like as much as they're owned by Disney, like it's still independent groups. Well, Weta's by someone else, but groups that are like its own production for like its own story. Like there's no other movies do
Yeah.
that, no other franchises do that. Like it's never gonna die. It's still producing stuff. So as long as they're going, I'm going too. So it's just ever continuing for me. And hopefully just more conventions. That's also been something that really has been a big part of like the past maybe 12 months, doing a lot more conventions here in Australia, going kind of trying to go everywhere I can in Australia for conventions. But then as previously mentioned, Rebel Scum Con is on my radar and fairly well planned to be there this August for Rebel Scum.
Yes.
It's just a long, long way away to get there from Sydney, but I should make it. If I start swimming now, I've figured out. If I start swimming now, I think I can make it there in time by August. So yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
the plan. More conventions, more fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't relate to Rebel ScumCon being far away because it's like 45 minutes away from my house. But
Oh, that is perfect. Oh my god, amazing. After
uh,
party at Cam's house. I love it.
I
Oh, so good.
I definitely hope to see you and meet you not on a computer at
Yes.
Rebel ScumCon.
Likewise, likewise.
But we've talked about it a little bit, but tell everybody where they can find you and follow you
Yes.
and see all of the awesome stuff that you're doing and all of those things. Do all the
Yeah.
plugs.
All the plugs. You can find me at the Raeside. That is RAE, not like Ray Skywalker, but just my name, Raeside. RAE Side on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. I'm over those platforms. And they're all the same username. Thank God, because there's not many Raysides out there. So you just whack that in any of those platforms. You'll find me there and probably just kind of posting posting all over the internet of funny thoughts I have about Star Wars. So it's a good time. Come be a part of it. Yeah. Thank you.
I- is the live show on a schedule or is it just
It is in a schedule in my mind that is not loose, is very loosely followed. Typically every Tuesday night there's a live show
there
and
you go.
some in between to keep you entertained. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's Tuesday in Australia for everybody. That's
No, that was US, Tuesday US. I
oh,
actually
well,
converted
okay.
it for
Oh,
you
well.
already. It's a
Oh, there you go.
Wednesday morning for me. I know I'm courteous like that.
There you go.
Yeah. Tuesday night US.
Well, man, I thought I was getting ahead of the curve
I know.
converting it,
You were
but nope.
so happy about yourself with yourself there. Yeah, no, already
Yeah.
solved it. Already got it. So good. So
Hannah,
good.
thank you so much for coming on and hanging out and
Thank you.
working with me on scheduling this, because I know that was we had
We
it
got
and then we
here.
didn't have it, we didn't
Yeah.
have it, and then we had
We
it
made it
again,
in the
and
we made it in the end. No,
made
thank you
it.
so much for having me and
Of
letting
course.
me just vent my Star Wars love for an hour and 20 minutes. It's been such a
We
pleasure.
will
Absolutely love it. So
we
good.
will
Have
talk
fun.
about Star Wars animation much more,
Mhm.
I imagine, going forward.
100%.
But
100%.
thank you so much for coming on. Go follow Hannah everywhere that you can find her at the Raeside. Follow me at Limitless Nerd if you so choose to, if you're not already, because you're watching this video. And we will see you next time. New episode every week for the month of
Woo!
January, which I'm
Mm.
really happy about. So we will see you
He's
in the
more
next
scheduled than
one.
me. Yeah.
We will see you in the next one, and may the force be with you.
Always.